Hi everyone, my name is Shivani and I'm a licensed immigration consultant based in Ontario, Canada, and I'm also the founder of Zeste Immigration Services Incorporation. Today in this video, we'll be talking about Ontario PNP in-demand skill stream. Did you know that you guys can get PR in Ontario with Tier 4 and 5 occupations? Well, that's something that we're going to find out. So let's get started. Ontario's employer job offer in-demand skill stream is for individuals who are foreign workers in in-demand occupations in specific sectors such as agriculture, construction, trucking, or personal support work with a job offer in Ontario. Successful applicants to this provincial nominee program will receive a provincial nomination from Ontario, allowing the applicant to apply to the IRCC for permanent resident status. The spouse or common law partner of the applicant, as well as any dependent children, may also be included on this application. Now let's look at the eligibility requirements for the applicants. Please note that this stream uses a points-based ranking system to invite candidates to apply for nomination. Meeting the minimum eligibility criteria does not guarantee that you'll receive an invitation to apply. In order to be eligible for the OINP employer job offer in-demand skill stream, candidate must meet the following requirements. Let's start with job offer requirements. To qualify under the employer job offer in-demand skill stream, you must have a job offer in Ontario from an employer that meets the following requirements. First, full-time and permanent. The job offer must be for a full-time and permanent position. Full-time means the job must be a minimum of 1560 hours a year and a minimum of 30 hours of paid work per week. And the word permanent means the job must have no end date. Please note that the job offers that are seasonal or contract-based are ineligible. Also note that your job offer will not qualify if it affects the employment of a person involved in a labor dispute. You must also keep in mind that in order for an application to be approved, the job offer must be effective the date that you are nominated by the OINP. If you are already working for the employer in the approved employment position, or if you are not, on the date you obtain a work permit and begin working in the approved employment position. This means that your employer must adhere to the terms and conditions in the job offer and begin paying you approved wage once you are nominated and begin working. Now let's look at the eligible occupation. The position offered can be in any location in Ontario, which means inside or outside of the Greater Toronto Area, and must be in one of the following occupations in tier category 4 or 5. I hope you're able to see the occupations on your screen right now. Third, median wage level. The pay of the job offered must be or be higher than the median wage level for that occupation in the specific region of Ontario where you'll be working. To find the median wage, please go to the Job Bank website. The link is given in the description box for your convenience. Enter the occupation title and the NOC code of the job offer in order to search for the occupation. Then enter the location where you will be working into the filter search. Refer to the median wage level listed on the chart. If the wage of the employment region where the applicant will work or report to work is not available on the wage report, the Ontario wage should be used. If you are already working in the position, the wage of the job offer must be equal to or greater than the wage level that the employer currently pays you in that position, in addition to meeting or exceeding the median wage level. These wage requirements do not apply if you have a collective agreement, a written contract between the employer and a union in your workplace that determines your wages. If you are paid an annual salary, your hourly wage can be calculated as follows. Deduct any bonuses or other discretionary benefits from the annual salary. Divide the remaining amount by the number of weeks of work per year. This will generally be 52 weeks. Divide this amount by the number of hours of work per week. The remaining amount is the hourly wage. Please note that the program does not consider any remuneration by piecework, bonus, commissions, vacation pay, or non-financial compensation as comprising part of your hourly base wage to be included in the calculation of work experience. Number 4, position is urgently necessary to employer's business. The position offer must be urgently necessary to your employer's business. This means that the job offer must align with your employer's existing business activities, and the position must be urgently needed to maintain or grow ongoing business activity. Number 5, work based in Ontario. The work you do while in the position of the job offer must occur primarily in Ontario. You or any member of your family may only hold or have held equity in your employer's business, either directly or indirectly if the equity is or was less than 10%, and only if it was obtained as part of the remuneration package as an employee. The combined total amount of equity held by you or any of your family members must be less than 10%. Well, this is usually not the case with new international students and foreign workers inside Canada. However, if there is someone who's offering you a job, make sure that you or any other family members, if they somehow relate to you, holds less than 10% of the equity. Number 6, work experience. You must have at least 9 months of cumulative paid full-time work experience or the equivalent part-time work experience in Ontario in the same in-demand occupation, same NOC code as your job offer. You must have gained this work experience within the last 3 years, prior to the date you submit your application, not the date you receive the invitation to apply while legally living and working in Ontario. The word cumulative means that work you have done must add up to 9 months. It does not have to be 9 months of continuous work, which is a really good thing. Full-time work experience means working in a job with at least 30 hours of paid work in a week that amounts to at least 1,200, that means 1,200 hours of paid work over a 9-month period. Part-time equivalent work experience means working in a job for at least 15 hours of paid work week that amounts to at least 1,200 hours of paid work for an 18-month period. Or working in more than one job for at least 30 hours of paid work in a week for 9 months that amounts to at least 1,200 hours of paid work in that 9-month period. Vacation periods, regular sick leave, and other standard paid leave entitlements as provided for in collective agreements, workplace legislation, and/or individual employer policies are not considered interruptions to full-time employment. Extended leaves are considered interruptions to full-time employment and are not to be included in the calculation of your work experience. If you are using periods of self-employment, you will need to provide employment documentation that is independently verifiable through third parties. This can include client reference letters indicating your duties and periods of work, as well as evidence of ongoing payments to you personally for the services provided, for example, invoices. Please also note that your hours of self-employed work must be quantifiable to ensure that you accumulated at least 1,200 hours over 9 months of employment. Reference letters from yourself, your business partners, and/or a family member are not accepted by the program. Valid license or other authorization if applicable. If your job is for an occupation that requires a mandatory license, certification, or any authorization in Ontario, you must hold a valid license or authorization from the appropriate regulatory body in Ontario when you apply. Now let's look at the language requirements. To become eligible in this program, you're required to score at least CLB Level 4 or higher. The acceptable English tests are IELTS and CELPIP. And for the French, it's TEF, TEF Canada, or TCF or TCF Canada. Please note, guys, that French is not a requirement in this program. It's just an alternative. Some people who speak French may want to take French test instead of an English test, so it's just an alternative. For you or for those who speak English, you can choose to take either IELTS or CELPIP. Now let's look at the education requirements for this program. You must have a Canadian secondary school, high school diploma, or credential, or its equivalent from another country. If you completed your studies outside of Canada, you need to obtain an educational credential assessment, also known as ECU report, that proves your education is equivalent to a Canadian high school diploma. You can choose to have this done through an agency called Zeste, ICAS, or any of the other available agency on the RCIC website. But please keep in mind that the assessment must be done by one of the RCIC designated organizations only. Now, this list of designated organizations for ECA can easily be found on the RCIC as well as on the OINP website. Next is intention to live in Ontario. You must intend to live in Ontario after you have been granted permanent residence. The province will determine this by examining your ties to Ontario, which can include doing things like working or having worked in Ontario, getting job offers, applying to or interviewing for jobs, studying, volunteering, leasing or owning property, visiting or having professional networks, affiliations, family ties, and personal relationships in the province of Ontario. Next is legal status in Canada, if applicable. If you are applying from within Canada, you must have legal status, such as a visitor record, study permit, or work permit at the time you apply, and should maintain that status until the time you receive your nomination. You may apply if you are in implied status at the time of your OINP application submission. Implied status, which is now known as maintained status, means that you submitted an application to the IRCC to renew or extend your temporary status document, again, which can be a visitor record, work permit, or study permit before its expiry date. You can remain in Canada and continue to work or study under the same conditions as your existing permit until a decision is made on your pending IRCC application. Now let's look at the employer requirements. Yes, guys, it's not only you required to meet all the requirements in this program, your employer must also meet certain requirements. I hope you're able to see the employer requirements on your screen right now. Now, like I said before, that the program does not only have minimum eligibility requirements, but it also has scoring factors, means points grid. So let's take a look at the points grid. Now, I hope you're able to see the points grid on your screen right now. Now I know and I understand that doing such lengthy applications can be very, very overwhelming. And that is why we are always here to help you with any of your visa applications. Regardless of wherever you are located on this planet, we are more than happy to help you. So feel free to contact us at any time. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon right there so that you get notified every single time I post a new video. If you wish to talk about your immigration case or if you wish to explore your immigration options, then feel free to contact us at www.zeste.ca or simply go to the description box of this video, explore the links to contact us, and try to book an appointment or book a case assessment with me. And I'll be more than happy to assist you with your immigration options. And if you book an appointment, then I'll be more than happy to assist you. Again, speaking with you and offering you the best option suitable for yourself and your family members. You can choose to book a consultation, which could be in person or a virtual. If you're located inside Ontario, if you wish to see me in person, feel free to book an appointment in person. If you're outside Ontario or located somewhere outside Canada, feel free to book a virtual consultation. And again, I'll be more than happy to assist you. Until next time, guys, take care. Bye.